Here we are at the old Walmart shopping center across from Little Caesars on Central Avenue. And there is a museum you've probably never heard about called the History of Hot Springs Gambling Museum. Yes, it's right here, and it's actually free to get into. Chris and Lanny and a couple other people run it, and they're only on the weekends, pretty much Fridays and Saturdays. But look inside, look at all the history that you can learn about Hot Springs just by coming in this area. Yeah, they have some things for sale, but they're pretty much do it as a labor of love, keeping the traditions of Hot Springs gambling. There's Lanny over there. If we can grab him. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Lanny? Good to see you.
How are you doing today?
Good. And we are just shocked that such a cool place is in the middle of town and people can come in and visit it pretty much for donation basis, right?
No, we don't even do donations.
Don't even do donations.
It's 100% free.
Well, look at that. A museum in town, 100% free. And this Lanny and
donations.
Chris.
Yeah, and this is Chris Hendricks. And we have one more that's part of us, and that's Tony Frazier.
Okay, and why'd you guys start this up?
We started out because I'm a little bit, and I'm older than Chris, and I'll let Chris speak for himself, but I was a little bit too young during the gambling days.
Mm-hmm.
My family moved here in '66. Well, when I got about 8 or 9, I always heard about it, but I was fascinated by it, and I couldn't see it, and it always kind of was in the back of my mind, and then I just started collecting, and I was collecting stuff, selling it, and Chris reached out to see some of the items I was selling, which is what you're looking at right now, some illegal poker chips from Hot Springs. That's how we met, and we found that we had a lot of the same likes.
And so these slot machines right here were the type that were in...
Those were the type that were in Hot Springs. Now from here down, the rest of these are from Hot Springs. They were used in Hot Springs. This in particular is a machine that was made in Hot Springs by Spa Amusement Company, Tony Frazier.
Wow.
Our other cohort here was instrumental in doing that.
And can I spin this wheel? I want to spin the wheel. All right. And where was this located? I'm going to get on this side.
That they had a wheel just like that in the Southern Club.
Oh, I see.
That's not the actual wheel. We
But
have
it's-
a tracking on the actual wheel. We're trying to locate the actual wheel from the Southern Club.
Wow.
But that one's very similar.
And what is a piece of history here that people should know about that you're most proud about from one of the casinos in town?
Oh, let's see. Well,
Look at that.
Thousands of chips and dice,
Okay.
things like that.
One.
Those are all Southern Club.
Wow. 100, oh, that's $1 right there, yeah. But that was a big deal back in the day to have $1, yeah.
Right.
And what's this
We
from?
have things. This is a table that was used here in Hot Springs. A very old game called Klondike.
There is $100 right there.
Wow, there's their $100. So a game called Klondike.
Right. It's no longer played, in any gambling establishments that I know of.
Does anybody know the rules to it?
Yes, actually, we finally looked it up.
Figured
it's
out.
a 5 dice game, right?
That's
But
funny.
this is the Hot Springs table. It's very rare table number 1, and then the fact that it's from Hot Springs, that's one of the things we're really proud of.
And then, of course, the Vapors had much gambling in the 60s, I believe, right?
Right, they opened, I believe, around 1960.
And where is this one from?
This is more or less a traveling game. You see this game called Pharaoh. You see it in a lot of old Western movies, generally cowboy movies. You see stuff like this. These pieces, some of these pieces are from pre-1900.
I see.
And it's made to travel with. It's a game that you can pick up pieces.
We got the weekends, Friday starting at what time are you here?
We're generally here from about 10 in the morning until 6 in the evening.
Okay, 10 in the morning till 6 in the evening on Fridays and Saturdays.
Fridays and Saturdays.
No donation, free to get into, learn about the history of gambling in Hot Springs. And the other thing you didn't see in this video, but you will in probably the next video we do in about a month, is that there's a whole nother section.
Yeah.
And not just this room, there's a whole nother section a couple doors down that has even more stuff, and there's pictures on the wall. And plus you get an education from two great guys, Lanny and Chris, who can really pass on the traditions and history of gambling in Hot Springs. My name's John Cooksey, and you are watching the Hot Springs Podcast Network.